What's going on, y'all? What's going on, YouTube? We're doing a little vertical live. We're doing a little digging into the Trump versus Elon craziness. My oh my, this is crazy. I don't even know why we have to address all of this, but we got to get into it because crypto is falling. And I know this live will get out there to some people here in a few. Some people will be joining us. So we'll wait for a couple minutes for people to stumble in here. But yeah, this is craziness, man. What's going on with this market? This market is so driven by news right now. It's just absurd. It's so driven by every headline that we constantly see in crypto. And, I think it's definitely impacting the markets here. But I want to talk about, like, is crypto in trouble long term? What does this mean? What do you guys think about the whole Elon versus Trump thing? Is this real? I mean, yesterday they were fine. Yesterday they were perfectly fine. I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts. So, guys, hit that like button on your way in the stream. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. We're going to be getting into it here. I'm going to give you guys all the insights and information we know about what's going on. Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy, though. I mean, crypto was kind of hanging in the balance all week, right? All week we were it was boring. Nothing was happening. I kind of knew we were going to get some volatility, and I knew it would be some type of news event that would create this volatility. Well, here we go. Here it is, and crypto's selling off a little bit short term. I am watching some assets here. If they get down to some particular price points, I'm looking to make some moves. This does not scare me out of crypto. Let me just say that right off the rip. This does not scare me out of my position in crypto, not even in the slightest bit, okay? And a lot of people, I think, are probably overreacting a little bit. That's what we tend to do in crypto. We tend to overreact. We tend to freak out. We tend to kind of go crazy when we hear, this kind of news come out, right? I think it's really easy to kind of get bent out of shape and, basically, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, everything's done, But in some ways, this feels kind of manufactured a little bit, doesn't it? Doesn't this feel kind of manufactured a little bit? I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts. But, it's just so crazy how things have changed so much. It seems like this is weird too, because the stuff that Elon just said regarding Trump and the whole Epstein stuff, that's really not new information, right? And unless there's something else behind the scenes that we don't know about. But then, Sabas, here's the question, right? If it is a fake fight, why? For what reason? Are they just trolling everybody to have fun? I mean, this feels like a freaking movie, but this is the government. These are like the most powerful people in the world. And that's another whole piece to this too, right? You're talking about Trump and Elon. Not only are they powerful, famous, influential, all of that sort of stuff. Not only is that the case, but these guys are very volatile beings, right? They're very volatile in their emotional outbursts and kind of how they portray themselves and all of that, right? So that's a whole nother piece of this discussion. But I really am questioning if this is legit or not. Guys, if you could do us a favor, double tap the screen. I do want to get a lot of people in here and get people's perspectives on all of this. Big plan, long to explain, and obviously don't know their end goal. I mean, Sabas, like, what are some of the basic reasons as to why they would want to create a fake fight, though? And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's viable because it feels so weird. Like this feels like it's out of nowhere, right? So, from what we know, the alliance that was formed with Donald Trump and Elon was based on this whole government spending, the government spending way too much money and finding a way to dial some of this back and hopefully help the American people in the process, right? Whether it was giving that money back or lessening the tax burden, all of that sort of stuff. That's kind of how the alliance formed, right? But it's seemingly fractured today, and a lot of it is, I think, surrounding the big, beautiful bill, a substantial tax and spending package proposed by the Trump administration. Elon went on a rampage saying that, with Trump's tariffs, this is going to cause, a recession toward the back half of 2025. It's just insane, man. And that's the question, Crypto Trucker, that I'm kind of posing here. On one hand, it does kind of feel manufactured. It feels kind of weird, right? Feels kind of weird. Like this whole fight coming out of seemingly nowhere, right? But let me know your guys' thoughts. Also, double tap the screen. That'll hit the like button. Let people know we're here. But I want to get a lot of people's opinions. So here's some things we know. It could be surrounding the big, beautiful bill, a substantial tax and spending package proposed by the Trump administration. Musk criticized the bill for its projected $2.4 trillion increase to the national deficit and for reducing federal support for electric vehicles, which directly impacted Tesla. Now, Tesla's stock price went down significantly today. Huge dip in the Tesla stock price. So was this just an outburst potentially by Musk over electric vehicles? I mean, was that the crux of all of this? Meanwhile, Bitcoin's down 3% right now. We're at 101,000 and some change, hanging on to 101K right now. Ethereum's dipped down back below 2,500. XRP's at 210. Solana's at 144. A lot of the altcoins getting crushed. Pepe's down 11%. Trump's meme coin is back under $10. WIF is down 8%. WorldCoin's 10% down. Dogecoin back to 17 cents. It is opening some doors, I think, for some interesting opportunities here, especially if we continue to go down. It hasn't reached like my targets on a lot of these assets, not yet, but it's getting very, very close. It's getting very, very close. Crash crypto one more time. We are lucky. So you think this is like all just a ploy to create turmoil? I mean, the world is a stage and events are orchestrated. What's up, Brian? Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. Now we know neither of them are in control. What's up, Orange Drone? How you doing, man? What's your honest opinion on buying this dip, or is it too early? Cameron, for me, I'm not going all in on anything right now. I've got my positions. I'm still, looking pretty good in a lot of my, larger positions. I am looking at a couple assets that are getting down to some interesting levels. One is BitTensor Tau. BitTensor Tau is down to 354. This is the lowest it's been by far in the last month. And we did get, some form of reversal at around 344. So to me, it's not a bad opportunity here on BitTensor necessarily, especially if you're looking to stack long term. But I do like BitTensor Tau quite a bit. And, it's the 31st largest crypto still, $3 billion market cap. I mean, literally 3 weeks ago, we were at 458. We're at 354. Kind of depends on your position and kind of where you're at with it. We were buying it underneath $200 not too long ago too. So Ondo Finance though, under 80 cents. Again, it's a long-term conviction of mine. If I'm looking to buy some things, those two come to mind. Not financial advice, obviously, and it depends on your kind of plan, right? So no, it's a BitTensor, BITTENSOR. BitTensor. This one right here. BitTensor Tau. It's ticker symbol Tau. Yeah, that one and Ondo, ONDO. So those two I'm looking at. They're getting interesting in terms of price standpoint. But So again, Musk criticized the bill for its $2.4 trillion increase to the national deficit. Well, that's at least what he described as being in this bill. And then the reducing of federal support for EVs as well, which directly impacts Tesla. Trump expressed disappointment in Musk in response to this, accusing him of opposing the bill due to personal financial interest rather than genuine concern for fiscal responsibility. So Tesla's stock plummeted on this news, by the way. It was down 10% in a hurry. And I think it was down way more than that at some point today. Trump further escalated the situation by threatening to terminate federal contracts and subsidies associated with Musk's company, including SpaceX. Musk retaliated on social media, accusing Trump of ingratitude and making unsubstantiated claims, linking him to unreleased Jeffrey Epstein files. I mean, this is just insane, guys. What the hell is happening here today? Did not have this one on my radar. Did not have this one on my radar. Musk also, in a CBS interview, criticized the administration's handling of government spending and defended Doge's efforts, stating that the department had become an unfair scapegoat for federal budget cuts. Trump, during a press conference with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, reiterated his disappointment in Musk and suggested that Musk's opposition to the bill was driven, again, by personal interests. So, where do we go from here? If this is real, if this feud is real and it's not just a made-up manufactured thing, where do we go from here? I think I read something on X earlier. I would love for these guys just to come on X and just be like, gotcha, late April Fool's joke. We're all good. But I don't know, man. This is, it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's very, very, very interesting. And honestly, the long-term implications of this, I mean, this is so new. We don't really know what this looks like in the days and weeks ahead. I'm very interested to kind of see, the full fallout from this may not have been seen yet. But we're going to continue to kind of track all of this and bring you guys up to speed on the latest. But yeah, crypto's not liking it, obviously. We're getting a lot of sell-offs across the board. But as I mentioned, I'm looking at some of the top assets that have fallen the most. SWI is another one. I think somebody mentioned SWI. SWI is down to 295. That is an interesting that's an interesting spot there on SWI at 295. $2.95. Anytime you can get SWI underneath $3 right now, I think that's a pretty interesting option. And I don't think this is like the end of crypto. I don't think this is necessarily going to, manage to derail everything here in crypto. Obviously not. But could it create a lot more volatility the longer this goes on? Certainly. Yeah, Foggy Woods. I think it's very much correlated with the dip. I think it's very much correlated with this dip. Because honestly, otherwise we were kind of hanging in the balance. We were looking decent. The market was already in a weird place. That I will say that. The market was kind of in a weird spot already. It felt like we were going to get some type of volatility one way or the other, The lack of price action this week was interesting. The lack of price action all week long and really the lack of volume was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. Yeah, Ben, I mean, the whole Zebek thing, I mean, it burst on the scene. I think it got real popular on TikTok. I traded it a little bit, made like 20, 25% on it. I'm maybe looking for an entry. The only thing I will say about Zebic, it has very low liquidity. Very low liquidity compared to how high of a market cap is. And that gives me a little pause. And that's why it's so volatile too. Thoughts on Plume? I like Plume. I got some Plume around like 13 cents. I wonder where Plume is right now. Let's see. It's down to 12 cents right now. That's interesting. Yeah, Plume looks pretty interesting here, honestly. I mean, it has been decimated the last month, down 28%. Plume's an RWA play, 242 mil market cap. Definitely could be an interesting play. Crazy though, man, isn't it? I mean, just all of this craziness. Tesla to 1500. Buy now. Nah, bro. We was pushing Zebic on X since it was. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying, TikTok was the only place that it was being talked about. All I'm saying is there was a big push on TikTok that I think helped Zebic quite a bit. It's always all hands on deck. I mean, but it certainly took the masses there by storm for past week or so, last few weeks actually. And listen, I don't not like Zebic. I just don't like the liquidity, right? I just don't like the lack of liquidity there for as big of a market cap as it was. Somebody said this on X. If Trump was implicated with Epstein, the Biden campaign would have, released the files in a heartbeat. Somebody said that. I don't know, though, because how many people tied into the Biden administration were maybe also, in the whole Epstein drama. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if there's any merit to that. But we did know that him and Epstein had a past. I mean, all that stuff was public, right? But I mean, there could be some merit to that, And who knows? Maybe when this bill gets through, all the dust settles and everything is fine. Naval Ravikant, who is somebody on X I really like, he says Elon's stance is principled, Trump's stance is practical. Tech needs Republicans for the present. Republicans need tech for the future. Drop the tax cuts, cut some pork, get the bill through. Pretty simply put there. Elon reposted that comment by him too. Maybe he's coming around already. It's a blessing for pre-launch utility cryptos, 100%. What's up, Lonzo? Possibly currency reevaluation for the different currencies worldwide soon. That could be interesting, Brian. Yeah. It's a weird one, man. Trump was quoted saying, "I'm very disappointed with Elon. I've helped him a lot. He knew the inner workings of the bill better than anybody sitting here. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem, and he only developed a problem when he found out we're going to cut the EV mandate." Elon responded saying, "False. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at Elon's replies here. Yeah, I didn't like this too. The Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. He was responding to Billy M2K, the founder of Dogecoin. Elon said a couple hours ago, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. I agree, Scrambler. The Trump Elon beef isn't good for anyone. I agree. It's not good for crypto. It's not good for anyone. Yeah, we don't want to see it. We need, I mean, that outside of the crypto conversation, these guys are in powerful positions, elected officials at this point, at least Trump, and then Elon appointed. We need them to be on the same page. We need them to be on the same page. Lost a lot of respect for Elon today, unless this was all stage, RW said. Yeah, I mean, listen, again, these are two volatile, personalities, man. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. What's up, Go Gadget? How you doing, man? Guys, double tap the screen if you haven't already. It helps us out. Hit the like button. Mr. E, what's up, man? What are your guys' thoughts as you guys are dropping in here? We've been going for 22 minutes already. We kind of broke down kind of all of the the basis as to what's going on here. But in terms of like how this started, why it started, is it real, is it fake, will it blow over? I mean, your guys' guesses are as good as mine. I'd love to hear your guys' takes and thoughts on this, though. As we're watching crypto bounce a little bit here in the last hour. Bitcoin's at 1015. 1015 now. But how about, oh my gosh, fart coins going going in a positive direction. It's back up over $1, well over $1. This thing went earlier today, it was down to 86 cents. Now it's 106. What a trading opportunity here on Fartcoin on the reversal. This is crazy. Crypto's nuts, man. It's definitely not. There we go. There we go. We're back. Just getting a phone call there. Yeah, man, this is just nuts. Let's see. It's definitely not a good look for the world to see this unfold. Just because the clash don't mean they ain't on the same page on cryptos. That's fair. It's crazy. Weren't they just best friends? Yeah, like yesterday. This has got to be a scare tactic. DM said, I guess not, thanks. PPD was speculating and trying to put this beef on the Epstein files. Well, guess which cryptos Musk isn't going to use for payments? Yeah. Is this bull run ever going to start? Always seems like to be bad news. Well, Tom, I mean, in my opinion here, I mean, the bull run has been on for a while. It's just been a Bitcoin bull run, man. That's the thing that, I think people are upset about. They're waiting on their altcoins. Bitcoin has been in a bull run now. right? And it's been all institutionally driven. The issue is we just haven't seen retail come back in full force. And when they did for a little bit there, you know, they got washed out with the whole pump fund bullshit and the Trump meme coin and everything else. You know, and so that's what really hurts. I mean, I think they were slowly coming back late last year, but it's pretty brutal, man. Oh, I'm not panicking, Lucio. I'm not running for the hills here. I'm just watching things closely and definitely, planning to make a move where I see fit, you know, and but you got to stay locked into all this stuff, right? I mean, I'm definitely not going anywhere. This isn't going to wash me out of the crypto market, but it's the hot news right now, and it's certainly it's weird, man. It's weird how this is all going down. Guys, by the way, if you don't yet subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Let me know in the chat, anybody who's new, who hasn't been here on the channel. I put out a ton of different content, tons of videos every single day. So if there are some new folks, also double tap the screen, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you're a new subscriber, if you're somebody new listening. Always love to see new people. But I put a video out on this, by the way. I put a video, a couple videos out today on XRP. If you haven't seen those on the channel, definitely check them out. XRP's already in. They've been planning this for forever. These two are great salesmen. What's up, brother? Shout out from Oklahoma. Thanks for the content. Watch you, Oscar, and Austin every day faithfully. Brandon, thanks, man. Appreciate you, bro. I've always known he was going to crash the market when he was ready to buy Bitcoin. He might not be as silly as he looks, my personal opinion. Who are you talking about? Which one, Elon or Trump? I'm guessing Trump, right? Yeah, it's just very weird, man. All of this seems, on one hand, it seems manufactured. On the other hand, it seems like something went terribly wrong here today. Maybe it's just big egos duking it out in a public forum, which isn't the right way to handle this. I don't know, man. It's confusing. It's brutal what happened with Levi. I did talk with him in the back channels. I'm hoping he gets back up and running here soon, man. It's crazy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see here. Good evening from the UK. What's up, Slavo? Thank you for your advice and commitment to help others. Thanks, D-Nice. Is that a play on the whole skit, D-Nice? Denise? It all seems like it was planned to me. It feels like it could be. I don't know. Like, why, though? Why would you do this? It does seem kind of staged, but who knows? Planned for sure. This isn't random. Solana, So Solana's definitely down, but I'm prioritizing some other things right now. Watching some other things a little bit closer than Sol. I wouldn't say necessarily it's a bad time to scoop up Sol. Like, could it go lower? Yes. There's still, some room for it to fall. But I'm looking at, like, somebody mentioned Plume earlier. I like Sui here at 295. I like BitTensor at 355. Ondo at 77 cents. Just mentioned that a little bit ago during the stream. Those are a few that I like. ZBCN's way down. Zebic. Just be careful because the liquidity is very low there. I like it. I've traded it a couple times, but it's just weird, man. I like XLM a lot too. XLM is within that ISO, use case for sure. And I don't think it's going anywhere. In terms of where it's at right now, let's see here. XLM. Ideally, I'd like to pick it up at around like 22 cents. But I mean, it's not necessarily a bad spot here at 25. I'm not worried, Lewis. I'm just chilling. We're not going anywhere. I mean, the market's not going to go anywhere. It's just, it's creating a lot of uncertainty for sure, but it's not going to, it's not going to force me to make any irrational moves or leave crypto or anything. You know what I mean? Let's see. Brett is down to 457 mil. Not a terrible spot. I mean, it did crash all the way down to like 240 mil, but I like Brett quite a bit. It almost got back to $1 billion a little less than a month ago, about 4 weeks ago. Almost got back to $1 billion. But it has come down a little bit. I mean, I still like Brett quite a bit when Ethereum gets really moving. Thanks for the super chat too, Crunch. Appreciate you, man. I was in the spell token for a while back in the day, Hunter. Not in it right now. XCN or TI, TAI. You mean TIA? TIA? I like XCN. That's an interesting RWA play. Low cap. I don't have a ton in it, but I think it's a decent play. Was only to DCA in one coin this weekend. Now it's now it's 5. Ada, Ondo, suing Link, and Tau. Gotta believe in the future. I like it, the king. Yeah, Luis, for sure, man. I like H-bar a lot too. I like H-bar a lot. Could it go lower? I mean, any of this stuff can go lower, right? And that's why I never like to full clip on anything. I kind of like to just slowly get your position. But H-bar's down below 15 cents. It's the lowest we've been in the last month. Ideally, if you can get it at 14 cents, that seems like it's a really good spot. If it goes down below 14 cents, look out. We're probably going underneath 10 cents. So, if history repeats here, we should bounce off this on H-bar right around 16 cents. Actually, it's a pretty interesting call, actually. Oh, TARS. That's right, TAS. TARS. I forgot that was the ticker, TAI. TARS is at 10 cents, just under 100 mil. Yeah, it's kind of slowly still coming up. It's actually hanging in there, even with the market volatility. It's only down 12% the last 7 days. It's up 47% in the last month. Still, about 4x from all-time highs, give or take. But it is an interesting AI play within the Solana ecosystem, backed by the Solana Foundation. I think hype, man, it's there's a lot of hype around it, and it's all from that James Wynn guy. I missed the boat on hype in terms of the you know, the big move. It's hanging in there right now too, despite this market pullback. But it for me, it's just too high right now. I missed it, right? And one of my golden rules is not to chase it once you miss it, you know? Almost got to 40 bucks in late May. Yeah, Trista, I mean, listen, it's you never want to see this kind of stuff come out with Elon and Trump, obviously, right? But it's not gonna deter me from the market. I mean, I'm gonna stay locked in, and where there's opportunity, I'm gonna try to take it, right? But this is, I think, of a reason why you never want to be totally leveraged in the market. You always want to have some cash on the sidelines, right? Because you just never know when you're going to get moments like this where you could have an opportunity present itself with a dip like this. I like those ones in OS personally. It's my opinion, obviously, but ETH, Sol, SWI, and Ondo, I think those are pretty interesting plays, man. You've got 3 smart contract platforms, 2 competitors to ETH, and then Ondo mixes in the RWA sector. I like it, man. I wouldn't be scared, Ape Fotter. I wouldn't be scared, man. There's no reason to be scared. It is what it is, man. In order to have success in this market, you got to be even keel. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. You got to kind of find your footing and just be okay with anything and everything, and really have a strategy for any type of environment. Have a strategy for when crypto goes up, have a strategy for when crypto goes down, and position yourself to have the leverage. And you do that by having capital on the sidelines. You never want to completely, deploy all your cash into the markets. What's up, 2-Bit? How you doing, bro? What's good, Zach? On the macro, most plays and chart forms are still in play. Look at the ETF flows. BlackRock buying 2.7K Bitcoin with all of this going on tells me something. Yeah, man, exactly. It's not going to scare us out of the market, right? We're not going anywhere. We know that we've seen way worse. We've seen way, way worse happen, right? The markets are actually turning up a little bit here in the last hour. Nothing too crazy, but they're turning up a little bit here in the last hour. Bitcoin is at 1015. Ethereum still under 2,500. XRP at 210. Sell some ETH to buy Sol. Just kind of depends on how leveraged you are in Ethereum, right? I mean, I definitely like to get exposure to some of the Ethereum competitors. I hold ETH and some of the top meme coins on ETH, but I also hold Solana. I've got a little bit of Cardano left, but I converted a lot of my Cardano to SNEC because when Cardano goes, the top meme coin, which has no competition right now, should go harder. That's kind of my bet there. We'll see if I'm right. And then SWI, and I've got the top meme coin on SWI and Lofi. And I've got some ecosystem plays within SWI too. Deep Book and Walrus. Both interesting plays, I think. Chainlink's one that has not moved at all for a long time. Avalanche, same boat there. I think both of those are undervalued. Scared money don't make money. 100%, Hex. %. All right, guys. I just wanted to check in with you guys for a little bit. If you haven't already, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some more videos on the channel. I'll probably pop out another video at some point later tonight, probably. I'm going to go back and do some more homework and got to get some stuff done. But I wanted to come on and check in with you guys. So appreciate it.